In this video, I started out with $0, a lawnmower, and a truck, and now I have the challenge of building a profitable landscaping business from scratch. But there's a twist. I only have a year to do it. This is season 2, so will I make it big or will I go broke? Stay tuned to find out. And if you guys enjoy content like this and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and drop on a like helps too. Anyway, let's go build a business. Well, boys, it is another day back out here trying to build a landscaping business from scratch, and we have got ourselves a pretty busy day ahead of us. Look at the amount of traffic that's coming through here. What the heck is going on? Anyways, we are up and at it very early this morning because I believe if I check the forecast here, yeah, what are we looking like here? Yep, rain at 5 o'clock, so we got to get done early today. Now, so far this morning, we've got 3 jobs planned, so we're going to try and knock those out as fast as we can, and then I've also listed up the case on Marketplace for possible trades. Now, you might be wondering, Austin, why the heck would you do that? You just got this thing with the new property. It's a good tool. The thing is, this thing has some issues. It was sitting for so long. Yes, it does drive and work and everything, but I don't have the time to deal with those issues right now, and it's a little too big for what I need, at least for right now. So it's listed up. We're going to see if we get any trade offers, but I got to get moving here. Well, we got everything loaded up on the trailer here. We're just heading out. We do currently have $500 missing from our bank account because we sold a mobile home yesterday, the old one that was on the property, and I ended up getting a check for that, so we're gonna go run to the bank, cash that. Then that brings us up over $24,000, close to as much as we're gonna need to buy a new home, or at least get it built, which is something I would like to have here very soon. Okay, where is the bank here? I don't even know. Oh, there it is. All right, check is cashed. Got a $500 check in our bank account there. I've got to make a quick stop off at the gas station there, get everything fueled up. I'm ready to go for the day. $100 later, we got fuel. I got the breakfast of champions, jerky, and Red Bull. That's all we need. Man, it is foggy out today. Actually, on this side of town, it's not too bad, but we got a little bit of rain earlier this morning, or it might have been late last night. I don't know, but that's probably what's causing it. And first house of the day is one that we've actually done before. Now, this grass grew incredibly quick, so we're gonna try and knock this out as quick as we can and get on to the next. So a couple people have been telling me that I need to upgrade the Craftsman, and while I would love to, a new mower, or at least one that would be a suitable upgrade for the business, is costing a minimum of $10,000, and that is just money I do not want to spend on a lawnmower at the moment, but maybe in the future, we'll look at something. For now, I want to get a decent home base built. That way, when winter comes, we can actually, you know, not be living in a camper or a tent. I mean, not to mention the fact that I even got this Craftsman for free and basically had to put next to no money into it to get it going. I'll be sticking with it for now. Job done. That is another 50 bucks in the bank. This is a repeat customer, so I'm going a little cheaper on the price. Now, this next house that we're pulling up to is actually also another repeat customer, and man, their lawn has gotten long. Now, we're actually doing both these houses, so this should be a really big job. This is actually the first house I ever did when I got to this town, and I've learned something since then. You don't gotta hop over gates, you just gotta open them. Also, you might notice there's some darker patches in some of the lawn, and it looks a little bit longer, but I'm not sure what's going on there. I think it's a map glitch, but we're just gonna carry on mowing. And doing this house is so nice. There's no backyard, simple to mow, customer pays good, gotta love it. And there we go. That is it for this lawn, I guess. We still got a whole nother lawn right there. And this one is a pretty dang big one. As soon as we're done the big portion here, I'm going to get the push mower and kind of get around the fence as best as I can because I can't get too close with the Craftsman. I can get pretty dang close, but there's just some spots I can't get to. And there's around the tree and the swing set and all that, so we want to make sure that's all nice and cleaned up too. Well, it took a good bit, but the lawn is pretty much finished except for the parts we need to do with the push mower there. I couldn't get around the house porch the best. That's just a really hard area for the Craftsman, and between the swing set and along the fence in a couple different places, so we'll have to put a little extra elbow grease in for that, but we're getting close. Oh yeah, look how much better that looks when you cut around it. That is another job done here. We're gonna load up and probably head back to the property there. There's a few things I'd like to get done, so we're gonna try to do all that. Actually, I gotta go collect my pay first. So $50 from that house, but they actually tipped another 50, so we got 100 from that and 250 from this house. So altogether, 350 from both houses. Not too bad, but I did get a call a minute ago about another business that wants their lawn cut, so we're gonna go run over there. It's just on the other side of town and get that done. Little auto repair place needs some lawn work done, so we're gonna knock that out quick. There's actually not too much to do here. just kind of their side of the property here, along the trees, around back of the shop, and then up along the side here. So not too much. We're gonna cut right up to here because this is where their property line goes to, is right up to this building. And I guess we're gonna be cutting a little bit past that because who's ever been doing this lawn has not been doing a good job. I should at least cut right here. They missed the strip. Oh well, it's probably that rival landscaping company that's in town. I've heard through the grapevine that they're talking some crap, and I'm not a very big fan of that, so there's not much we can do but just show that we can do better work, I suppose. But I mean, hey, if they're talking crap about a guy with a pickup truck, a trailer, and a lawnmower, and they've got a whole fleet of mowers, that just goes to show that we're doing something right. They probably just don't like competition. I am going to take the push mower in here, though, after I'm done the big parts and kind of get into the trees a little more, and right up close to the shop. That way it looks a little bit better. Another job done, another $100. I'll take it. We kind of got in the trees as best as we could with the push mower, clean that all up. Eventually, I'm going to come back here. They said they wanted all the shrubs and stuff kind of cleared out here since their lot goes a good ways back, and they want to make it look just a little bit cleaner. And I said we could definitely do that. The truck, however, is looking pretty dang dirty, and I think there's like one of those little wand washes right next to one of the gas stations in town here. I got to go find it, but if I can find it, we're going to go wash off the truck a little bit. There, would you look at that? Truck is looking spotless again. Luckily, I had just enough change in my cup holder there to take care of that. I really got to get a pressure washer over at the new compound. All right, back once again. Now, I did get a text on my way back about someone that's interested in the case. However, they want to do a trade for it. Now, this trade that they want to do, I am very, very interested. It's a slightly smaller piece of equipment, but it is even older than this thing, if you can believe it. But it's got way more versatility. So we're going to go load this thing up. Hopefully, the old 2-axle can handle it. I don't know. We're going to find out. I kind of got it parked up here so we don't have to use the ramps. I got to unload the Craftsman, though. Don't worry. I got the green ether. The green still ether. Yeah, keep her going. Keep her going. She's going to need a lot. Oh, the spray can's empty. Okay. Start it. Oh, easy. How's my spray can already empty? Okay, 2-axle. Don't let me down now. Oh boy, is this thing even gonna be wide enough to handle this track loader? Oh, oh boy. The F-350 is not loving this. Okay, I'm just gonna lift this up a little bit. Yep. Hang in there, F-350. Okay, well, we got it on the trailer. Realistically, this thing has enough room to actually just squeeze on here, but with the collisions that are on this mod, we just can't, so it's sticking over a little on the side there, but we have enough room, realistically, so we're okay that department. The axles, maybe not so much, but we're gonna send it anyway. I guess I should probably strap it down first. Yep, there we go. That's good enough. Well, the 350 suspension's actually taking this pretty well. I'm surprised. So we're just about to pull up to this guy's house. Now wait till you guys see what we might be trading for. The deal's not done yet, of course. He does have to look over the case, make sure it's exactly what he wants, but he's got something we definitely want. Oh yeah, look at that. I just gotta wait for him to come out here and hopefully we can make this deal happen. Well, if you couldn't tell by what I got on the back of the trailer, the deal is done and we officially are the proud owners of a Massey Ferguson skid steer. Yeah, that's a thing. Let's take a quick look at this thing. Came with a bucket and some pallet forks. It was repainted red at some point. Not sure when that was. The owner didn't even know, but it does have almost brand new tires on it. It is definitely on the older side. I can't remember what year it exactly. It's got a weight pack on the back so you can lift way heavier stuff, which we're definitely going to need. Diesel engine, the most basic of basic skid steer cabs that you could possibly have, but this is exactly what we needed to get the landscaping business more jobs. But the first job it's going to be doing is working on my property, which is perfect because I have just the job planned for it. All right, back once again. I'm going to park this here for now. So I did some thinking and we're just going to cut down all these trees. Now my reasoning for that is because all this land is uneven. It's going to be hard to build a house and a shop on. So what we're going to do is get these all cut down, smooth out the property as best as we can. I might bring in a truckload or two of dirt just so we can get it even smoother. And then we'll have a real solid base to build a house on as well as a shop. That we're going to tear this shed down too. As cool as it is, it's got to go. I might actually list it on Marketplace first and see if someone just wants to buy it and move it out of here. If not, I'm sure they'd be interested in buying what looks like barnwood. At any rate, if we take these trees into the sawmill, we should get a decent amount of money, so that'll help with funding the house build. Now, before we go chopping down trees here like a crazy man, I got to move my house out of the way, at least my current house, and we're going to try and do that with a skid steer. I'm hoping with the weight pack, it should be able to do it. Maybe not. Let me try from the side. Oh yeah, kinda. Don't mind me. I need all the space I can get here, so I'm just gonna set this down over here for now. That way we got this all kind of open. I also don't want any chances of the truck getting crushed, so we're gonna move that out of the way too. So with everything finally moved out of the way, we were now able to cut down the rest of the trees. And with 2 trees now cut down, I started to remember just how much of a mess of the property it made, and with that, I had already regretted my decision just a little bit. But nevertheless, the trees needed to come down so the land could be cleared out. And with all the trees finally down, this was looking like a bigger mess than I had bargained for. But with a lot of sawing and some work with the new skid steer, we had our first load of logs headed to the sawmill, which made us a cool $8,780, which got us well on our way to being able to fund the new house and shop. But after getting back, I decided I should delimb the remaining trees and stack them up somewhat neatly so it was easier to load them, which in hindsight was kinda worth it, and it did save me a bit of time, but I probably could have just done 1 tree at a time and it would have been the same speed. However, with the second load bringing in $7,788, I was happy no matter what. And with my new to me skid steer being able to lift way more than I thought it would, it was looking like we were going to get this done in no time. And with that, the 4th load brought us in $5,714. And what do you know, the next load brought us well over $50,000. And by the looks of it, we'll have a new house in no time. Well, there we go, last load of logs. I really had to pile as much as I could on here to get it all on, but we did it somehow, some way. Hopefully this is a lot of money. I also have someone coming for the shed shortly, so hopefully that'll be going soon. I don't know how we're gonna get it off the ground there, but I guess the skid steer might be able to do it. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. Maybe they'll just dismantle it or something. Okay, how much are we looking at here? Oh, $9,303, bringing us up to $61,151 total. Yeah, that should be enough money. Well, it is the next day here, and the property is looking very clean. I got rid of the shed last night, got a cool $375 for that. Probably could have got a little more if I had just waited on it, but I wanted it out of here ASAP, or else I was hauling it to the dump. But now that it's gone, I can start working on getting this property looking right. Now, since I've got the skid steer now, I can actually do a bit of grading. That case would have worked a little bit better for some of the major earthwork that we need to do, but we don't really need to do a ton. I do, however, got a few loads of dirt coming today. That's probably going to cost me a couple $100, but I just want to try get some stuff smoothed out the best that I can because it's very uneven all through here. So it's been a few hours here, and this is where we're at. We've got quite a bit of the ground leveled out just from the stuff we kind of brought from over here and put down here. I've got the dirt coming here shortly. That way we can keep filling in this because we kind of ran out. I want to keep this whole ditch in here. So right along this kind of line here is just kind of where we're leveling the top ground off to. It's probably not going to look the greatest for the fence, but that is what it is. We might be replacing that eventually anyway, but for now, we're good. We will kind of have the whole property slightly angled down towards this drainage ditch. That way, if it rains, we don't got to worry. We're all good there. Oh yeah, check it out. First load of dirt has arrived. Dang, I like this truck. Good old top kick. I need me one of them. So this is where we're at here. Got all of this filled in. I did kind of slope this down a little bit so the fence looked a little better because obviously we're not going to be putting the shop or the house like right next to the fence, so this should be fine. And then I think we're going to have to seed a lot of this back to grass, but once the house and the shop is built, we'll bring in some gravel and then seed whatever we don't put gravel on. So it is officially June and both the house and shop are now finished. As you can see, we are down to $6,500, which means we spent roughly $55,000 constructing both of these, which I know seems cheap, but you guys will see why in a minute. The $55,000 also paid for the dirt we brought in, as well as 2 or 3 more loads of gravel. Can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, it'll be enough to finish off the rest of the property when we want to do that. Now, going inside the shop here, pretty simple, smaller shop. It's not insulated, so really bare bones. Won't be too great for winter, but that's still a little while away. I'm sure we could insulate it if we wanted to, but that would cost us a good chunk of change. I got the skid steer trailer and mowers in here. However, we could fit a lot more. I left a good amount of space on the other side here to park a trailer or two, maybe even a truck if need be. But where we really cut costs was the house. This is a simple kind of kit house. You can literally buy the kit, people come out here, build it, and it's a done deal. This is supposed to be the bathroom. It's apparently a wardrobe. Not sure why. Walking in, we don't got too much in here. Really, really simple. Bare bones, bed, all the guy really needs. And I kind of ended up building the house on an angle, so it looked a little bit nicer looking in on the property as opposed to just straightforward. I do plan on planting some trees along here. That way it kind of gives some privacy to the place. And then, of course, getting the rest of the gravel in and planting some grass around here. That way it looks all nice and finished up. But for now, this is pretty much what we got. And since we don't got much money in the bank account, we're going to have to get to work here again very soon so we can continue expanding the business. But there's no more living in that. That's for sure. I'm actually going to have to sell that thing next. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe and goodbye.